Hi, welcome to Centerville Reports Today. I'm Maureen Russell Hodson. Well, it's almost spring, at least today anyway, but coming up, you'll want to make sure that you are ready for Saturday, March 11th for the annual City Beautiful workshop, which this year focuses on landscape design. And here to tell us more is the chair of the City Beautiful Commission, Jan Prettyman, and also volunteer extraordinaire. So Jan, good to have you today.
Thanks so much, Marie. It's always a pleasure to be here with you all.
Yeah, and it seems like, it almost feels like spring. It's not spring yet, but boy, it's a good time to start getting ready for your plantings and kind of getting your garden together as well, right?
Right, and excuse me, this year we have a special speaker. I think that she's going to be very effective, and I think that most of us at some point in time have seen some of her work or the results of some of her work. Her name is Jill Early. She is the landscape designer for the Kettering Medical Center. And you know how beautiful that area is every season of the year.
All along Southern Boulevard,
All
right?
along Southern,
okay.
Yeah. She does a fantastic job, and she's going to come and talk with us this year about how to do some of this landscaping, choosing plants and things of that nature that a lot of us have the tendency to go to a garden store and say, oh, isn't that
I like that.
pretty?
I want to make that.
Let's have that one.
Yeah.
You get it home and you think, where am I going to put it? I don't know how it needs to be watered, how much sun exposure.
What the right mix would be with other plants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully people that attend this seminar, which is, by the way, free of charge as usual, it's part of our education program for City Beautiful. It's going to be 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, March the 11th.
Right.
Hopefully the weather will be good. The last couple years it's been a little iffy. Two
But
years ago.
people still come out, don't they?
Oh, yeah. That's because we have good speakers.
Oh, yeah, and this is going to be at Centerville High School. It's at the Central Theater. So if you know where Centerville High School is at 500 East Franklin, you have directional signs. You'll be able to find it.
Right, you enter
Just
on
follow,
the west driveway, and we have plenty of signage around to get you to the proper theater
And you don't need to register in advance. You can just show up.
Just show up, yeah.
And again, this is going to really give you tips on landscaping. She'll probably walk through some of the projects that she's already done and then answer questions as well for people.
Exactly. We always have question and answer session. And of course, our
You always have door prizes too. You always have some great.
Oh, and this year I think we've got more this year than we've had in the past.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So everyone's eligible for a door prize.
Absolutely, and it's all free. You can't beat that.
It's a great way to really kick off your spring and get your gardens ready, or at least to start getting some ideas about what you might want to see in your yard, right?
Right, and at this time of year, everybody's kind of, because they're sick and tired of usually ice and snow and that type of thing, but this year's been crazy.
But at least it's still been kind of brown.
Yeah.
And gray days.
I mean, let's put it this way. You can't plant it and you can't go out and enjoy it in this kind of weather, one way or the other. So.
All right, so everyone's invited again. It's Saturday, March 11th. It's at 10 o'clock. It's at Centerville High School Central Theater, and it's all about designing your landscape.
Right.
All right. And again, no tickets required. It's free. There are door prizes. And you might be able to ask a question of the professional. And her name again?
Jill Early.
Jill Early. Okay. And she's from Kettering.
Kettering Medical Center, right.
All right. So something else, when we talk about City Beautiful Commission, it is an all-volunteer board.
Right.
You all are busy, not just in the spring, but literally year-round. And just on the heels of this event, we've got Arbor Day coming up following that, right?
Exactly. Yep. Arbor Day is a celebration of the urban forest, basically, and the idea, especially now, after the blight that we've had with the emerald ash borer, we've lost so many trees and
Centerville has been hit very hard.
Very hard. Yeah. So the idea now is to kind of try to reforest what we've had to take down because of the casualties we've had in the urban forest. We've lost over 1,000 trees alone at Stubbs Park, not to mention private ownership of
Yankee
trees.
Trace, all the streets.
Right.
It's been pretty severe.
Sad. And it's broadly scattered too. I mean, it's not just localized, it's all over.
So we're going to be planting new trees, and this year the site has just been announced. It's going to be at Benham's Grove.
Benham's Grove this year.
And this is really a fun event because, as you can see, every year City Beautiful invites third grade students from across the Centerville School District area. And so there are 9 schools invited. And the kids come in and tell us what they do.
Well, most of the time, the school principals, or at least teachers, are
Yes.
with them. A lot of parents come along and bring cameras because this is a really fun event.
It's a huge photo op.
It's awesome. And the mayor is always there, some of the city council persons. It's a fun morning. We start at 11 o'clock. The sites for the trees are pre-dug by Public Works.
Right. The good crews make
Public
sure that
Works
they're
does
ready to
that.
roll.
And the kids get to throw shovels full of soil into these openings when the trees are planted in. And the mayor helps, and they just have a ball. We do this every year. It's just a big fun thing for everybody.
And we had a gorgeous day last year. These photos that we've shown are from last year, and we're hoping, of course, this is going to be on April 19th, so we can pretty much figure we'll have at least some sunshine that day.
Hopefully
anyway.
so. We've had a couple years where it's been chilly. I mean,
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
bone chilling
Yes.
chilly. Last year was gorgeous. You can see that on the picture that the kids were dressed for spring that day, and they just had a blast.
And this is, again, another event open to the public if you want to come for a morning, just really a feel-good morning, watch kids plant the trees. It's at 11 o'clock. It's going to be at Benham's Grove, and that again is on Wednesday, April 19th. And then something new that you all are doing, really very new, is you're giving tips on the city website for various plantings and things, right? Tell us about that.
Part of our mission, of course, is, excuse me, is education, because a lot of folks don't have a lot of knowledge as far as actually planting things and raising them so that they are their best, they show their best. So we've started this little section online on the city's website.
So you go to centervilleohio.gov.
And then go into the City Beautiful
tab.
right. And on there we have posted, I think we have 3 or 4 different articles right now. One is by Pam Bennett, who is well known in the state for her work with Ohio State Extension. It's referencing the use of pesticides and insecticides, herbicides, things of that nature. We have an article on how to plant a tree properly, which goes a little bit beyond digging a hole, throwing a tree in there, and putting dirt on it.
And then hoping for the best.
And hoping for the best.
It doesn't always
and
work.
a lot of water, too. And we have, when we spoke before about tree removal, unfortunately, there are those going around that aren't quite as honest as
Okay, somebody who
arborists
maybe is
would
coming and
be.
knocking on your door saying, hey, I'll take this branch down for you, or this tree needs to come down.
Right.
Check before
Check.
you start hiring someone.
There's
like
an article on the website
Okay.
reference how to hire a contractor for removal of trees.
that. Okay, so really good educational
Really good
information, as
stuff.
you said.
Right. And then we have another one on hiring an arborist.
Okay.
And an arborist is a person who is professionally trained and works with trees. We are fortunate in the city of Centerville. We have actually 2 certified arborists on staff.
Right.
Yeah. So
We know how to take care of our trees,
We
but
do.
not everybody does. And you're right. I think people think, oh, I'll dig a hole and stick a tree there, and you know, we'll see what happens.
Right.
So again, you can go to centervilleohio.gov, and you can click on the City Beautiful tab, and you can find out more information on these tips. And let's talk too about people might remember back in the fall, if you were driving on East Franklin Street, all of a sudden 65 new trees popped up, all in the appropriate size hole that was dug and planted well, because our Public Works Department planted those, but that was all part of a DP&L grant, right?
that was, excuse me, they've been exceptional in helping us reforest some of our areas out here. Of course, we've had lost a lot of trees as well. As most of us have seen driving around the city, sometimes trees are planted in the wrong place, they're the wrong size, and they're nice and cute and little when you buy them, but then they grow to 30 or 40 feet tall, or maybe even higher, and they either attack your roof, attack the overhead lines for the electrical supplies and things of that nature.
It really can become a dangerous situation
Exactly.
for people.
Exactly. And then you see later on when these have to be trimmed, they're just whacked. And this is certainly not the way we want to see our
Right.
trees.
So it's all part of it's called the Right Tree, Right Place program.
Exactly.
And really it makes sense. And they actually have brochures which are available at Public Works, right?
Right. We have those at Public Works, and they're available. You can also get them from DP&L. And they're
So you can
free, of
get
course.
online, look for Right Tree, Right Place. But you do want to make sure you have planted. And you'll see here from that grant, not only did we plant, I think it was 64 or 65 trees along Franklin Street, but also in Stubbs Park and other areas. So that really did help us
We had some on
reforest.
Bigger Road as well.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And then as you're watching this program and you're thinking, wow, what an exciting group, this volunteer group, these City Beautiful folks are, how can I be involved? Well, you're looking for new members, right?
We were really lucky this year. In 2016, we got 3 new members, and we are thrilled to death. We still have about 2 openings on the commission. It's a council-appointed commission. It is a volunteer organization, but the pay we get for it is the satisfaction that we get.
Oh, spoken like a true volunteer.
The satisfaction that we get from doing what we do. We try to educate the public, as we've said before. We plan and execute the gardens uptown at Four Corners.
Which is so
which is-
beautiful, yeah.
But up there
When we
by
say, tell City Barbecue,
City Barbecue and
is
Graders.
the garden that you all
and
maintain.
then the little Asheville Wright House next to it, we maintain the little garden around that as well. So we plant that every spring and maintain it throughout the summer. We also have our landscape awards, 7 zones in the city. Each has a commissioner assigned to it, and we cruise these zones all summer long looking for the most effective, the most beautiful homes that we can find that are well landscaped.
And that
these
starts
get
in
awards.
when? July this year?
It'll be
Maybe
July
August,
again.
September? Okay.
We had done it from June through August before, but a couple of years ago we had that one really wet spring when it was very difficult to plant anything because it was just too wet to do. So we changed it and made it July, August, and September, and that seems to have worked out well, and we've kind of decided this year to do it again that way.
And if you have a neighbor who has just a spectacular yard, or if you enjoy walking past somebody's yard, you can call the city 433-7151 and nominate that yard. And as you said, somebody goes out and you go by every single nomination, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every nomination is considered.
Matter of
for
fact,
that.
we do as much cruising around in each one of our areas as we possibly can. Usually start around the end of June or so when things have started to grow.
And then you do the same thing in December for the lighting awards.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. There's one award given to each zone for that, and we go around at night there. During the summer, we photograph the residences, the gardens in the front. Now, we only look at the front of the homes, not the rear, not the
There's
backyard.
no snooping.
No snooping.
Right.
And we photograph those, and those homes are shown at the city council meeting. And also some of the pictures occasionally wind up in the town crier,
right.
thanks to you.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, we don't photograph the light displays, but we do have nice awards that we give out for each.
But you can get the list, usually on the city's website, and you can go
Yes.
past those houses and take a look and see them in real time yourself, right?
And we usually have those available at city council meeting in December. We look at those right after Thanksgiving till about the 10th of December, and then we turn in our nominations for those. And then people love to go around and look
Love
at
to
that.
see them. Well, thanks for sharing the information. We want to make sure you join us. Again, it's on Saturday, March 11th. It's called Landscape Design. It is a free workshop. It's at 10 a.m. at Centerville High School Central Theater. You're eligible for some terrific door prizes. Bring your friends for a really terrific morning. For more information, you can call 433-7151 or visit our website, centervilleohio.gov. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.